Hey, welcome to the Replayer Podcast. I'm Dan. Not joining me today is not Pagan. Wait, that's a double negative. Pagan's not here because she is away on family issues, things. Anyways, I'm very distracted right now because I have some amazingly wonderful people with me today that are just ruining everything. We have with us Maria.
Hello.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Rohan.
Hey.
Hey, Rohan. And Brandy.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello, mate.
Oh, governor.
Yes, it's going to be a fun episode. I can tell already because it's already descended into madness. It wasn't going to get any better, so it's like, all right, let's go.
Might as well, yeah.
So Maria's going to fill in for Pagan by using her brilliant Irish accent.
Oh, to be sure.
Oh
no, Rowan is gone. Is he gone? Oh, there he is. There's me potato. I'm
Rowan
so sorry, Pagan.
got the Australian covered for us.
Oh, yeah.
Pagan's going to hate me.
No, I can't do it.
He's like, you can't do the
course,
Australian. What?
What wouldn't be an episode of the Replayer Podcast where we've got, the senior editor of CouchSoup.com and a gaggle of contributors here to talk about some latest gaming news, which is what I wanted to talk about this week since Pagan couldn't control the conversation and I get to run with it.
I can talk.
Yeah, Rowan's going to have some things to say this week because last time...
I do want to say something. Rowan's actually now an editor for Couch Soup.
True.
He's actually helping us out. So wonderful.
It's
I love
news
it.
to me.
So happy. Big help. Anyway, go ahead.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh,
I'm so sorry. You're welcome, Pagan.
I'm all for that. We're going to talk about some hot gaming news this week because there was a lot, actually. There's a couple of stories that just broke this past week, and I wanted to talk about it, get on it while the iron's hot. So those who don't know, if you're not up with it, the gaming scene, that Xbox and Bethesda has announced a delay in their two biggest Bethesda anticipated games being Starfield and Redfall, which I'm a little surprised that Starfield got delayed. I thought Redfall was a little before its time, so that wasn't as surprising. There's also some PlayStation news and Nintendo news, but I'm going to start with this delay of these big Xbox Bethesda games that everyone's been patiently waiting for. I don't know about patiently. Bethesda fans and were pretty ravenous, and I want to throw it to the panel.
We've got Doom to play. Doom.
Well, I'm a big proponent of if you're not ready to release a game, don't release it. Because I would rather have a finished game than a pile of dog shit like Cyberpunk.
Well, no, we waited for that game,
Rowan's
and then it
already
came
went
out,
there.
and it was still a pile of shit.
Yeah. But I mean, and also with other games, don't kill your development team. I'm talking about Rowan's article that he did about Rockstar, but please don't kill the development team. Just put it out. Don't worry about social media. Don't worry about the
Twitter trolls.
have to have it right now.
Yeah,
I'd rather have a finished product. So
I agree. I do know though that the more they delay it, the bigger the expectation gets because people are going to be like, "Well, it better be good. If you're going to delay it, it better." You're saying you need more time to make it the best it can be. You better deliver.
True.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword when it comes to game delays.
But yeah, no, I would rather than wait than rush it out and then it just be a pile of dog shit.
Just about every great game has had some form of delay too.
Especially lately.
So it's not unexpected.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot Starfield existed until I read the article. I was
that much of an impact.
Starfield, cool.
The what now?
Okay.
Yeah, I was generally like, what the fuck is this game?
Well, then you're not. Do you like
I'm not a true fan,
Fallout? Do you like Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, they're all right.
All right, so that's understandable. People who are diehard fans of those series were like, "Oh, Fallout and Elder Scrolls in space, give me." There's a lot of people that are really excited for that game. So I was surprised when they announced that it was going to be coming this fall originally. I was like, "Oh, okay, they're doing the Elder Scrolls thing. It's coming out on this day." The date I think was a palindrome. like Elder Scrolls had the 11-11-11. But and then when they said it was getting delayed, it's like, I don't care as much because like I'm sure Starfield's gonna be fun. I look forward to checking it out when it does come out, but it's not one of those games that I'm like fiending for. I was actually pretty excited for Redfall. I thought that was a pretty cool like surprise when they announced that game. But also I'm like, how is that gonna come out this summer when they originally announced it? I'm like, anyways.
I mean, unless they already had like a head start.
It's possible. I mean, there's been times where games are like really far into their development before they announce them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another subject
which makes
on that.
sense.
Some games get announced way too early, which I think Sony has a bad habit of doing. There's been too many times where like they announce a game and then we don't see it for like 5 or 6 years. Like, why did you freaking announce it then?
People are going to forget about it by the time it comes out.
But there's also been like some great surprises. Like I remember when they announced Battlefield 1 at E3 and they're like, it's coming this fall. And I went, what? Like, holy shit. And I was super excited because I loved Battlefield and Battlefield 1 is great. So I was really pumped when that got like, it's announced and it's coming in like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's the way they should really do it. Be like, finish the game, make sure it actually works. And they're happy to put it out. And then be like, hey, we've got all this.
Surprise!
You like this? And everyone's like, yeah, this is awesome. And it's like, 3 months. And then everyone's like, oh my God, I'm going to go buy it. Like,
well, because you get bombarded with so much stuff that, you know, if it's not the newest thing, you're just going to forget about it. And you're going to go, oh, there was that game. When did that happen? So it's just like, finish it, get it out. Finish it, get it out. You know.
Nintendo's actually been pretty good with that lately. Like a lot of Nintendo big games have been like, here's this new game coming out. And guess what? It's coming out in 3 or 4 months. Like, you know, they just announced the Super Mario Superstars, right? The soccer game. I forgot what it's called, but that's coming out next month. They just announced it, I think, in February.
Yeah, Strikers.
That's it. And that looks really cool. I didn't play the GameCube one, but I heard it was really fun. And Nintendo's been doing that a lot lately. But I guess it's also a matter of how strong you are in the market determines how much you have to try to control the conversation. So,
and how much you can get away with, essentially.
Yeah. But definitely the double-edged sword of the game delay. Brandy, I know you had mentioned a few other thoughts on that. I don't know if you care to try to elaborate any further.
Well, I showed my age earlier because I said, you know, they shouldn't pay attention to the Varuk assaults of, you know, social media.
Do you get this, Maria, for the Varuk assaults? I don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I felt really bad. Like, I want it now, you know.
I want
just
it now.
Dump that kid down the toilet.
Shit that baby out a window.
That's right. Like
classic.
Classic.
I don't know. Like I don't feel like they should, you know, kill the developers, kill their people just to get a game out when everybody wants it. Like who gives a crap? Like just make a good product and then get it out. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. We have a billion other games.
So many games. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And like
spoiled for choice these days.
Yeah, like Rohan says, stop making open world games. God damn.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's a plug. It's a plug. Hey.
Ain't got time for that.
Read the
That's
articles.
Cool. Synergy. I like that.
I mean, you can elaborate on that. Like, Rohan wrote an article about open world games, and I'm there with you. I'm a bit exhausted on open world games. Give me a nice confined, like 20 or 30 hour experience.
Yeah.
You know?
Guardians was perfect. I still haven't finished it, but Guardians is perfect. Jedi Fallen Order, yes, perfect.
I will constantly shout out that game.
Yeah, such an amazing game. First one I finished on console.
That map was. I did like the map in Jedi Fallen Order because all the holograms and stuff. I was like, where am I going? They go back to a planet and then just be like roots everywhere, and I'm just like, let's do something else. I just couldn't.
In a weird way, as kind of confusing as that 3D map was, it was very nostalgic for me because it was just like the 3D map system in Metroid Prime. Like they totally did exactly what Metroid Prime did. So I was like, it works for me. I also think there's a strategy when it comes to delaying a game, especially when like I remember when Doom Eternal was first announced, and it was supposed to come out of like, I know I have to use Doom. Doom. It was originally planned for a fall release of 2020, I think. And there was like a bunch of other games that were coming out around that same time, and it got delayed 6 months. And I was like, oh, thank Christ.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I can actually
Too many games.
Yeah, exactly. It was like there's gonna be too many games. At least I'll have some time in between before I get Doom.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to put like your game that you've been working so hard on, like release it with everything else that's coming out that everyone else wants to play. Like, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Delay it a little bit so that it's fresh and people can actually pay attention to it.
Don't kill your development team. Make it the best it can be. Give it some polish. Make sure you're tweaking things.
Please no dog shit.
No dog shit.
No dog shit. Please no dog shit. I ain't got time for dog shit. I'm too old for that.
I know Rohan already said he didn't even know he forgot Starfield existed, but did anyone else have any interest in Starfield or Redfall beforehand?
I think I saw it when it was like the E3 that was just out like earlier in the year, and it came up, and I was like, oh, that seems kind of cool. But yeah, and then I kind of dropped my radar.
I mean, it looks cool, but it's when do I have the time?
Yeah.
And that's that's another question for another episode podcast.
Yeah.
Do you have time to play out all of these wonderful games? No. I do not. I want to play them all.
Especially the huge, expansive ones like Elder Scrolls. Like that was fun to like dip my toe in every once in a while when I just felt like playing an MMO type game, but I don't have time to actually pay attention to it.
Yeah, that's my problem. I'm an adult.
Stupid responsibilities. Damn it.
I know I voiced on the podcast previously that I was interested in Redfall, and Pagan tried to give me it was just a cinematic trailer. I'm like, that's how most games are announced.
All of them are announced that way.
Anyways,
like, when do they ever do like gameplay
trailer? But
do they do gameplay often?
Sometimes it depends on how far along the game is.
Cinematic trailers are bullshit anyway, so.
They'll drop like the first trailer and be like, it's the official trailer. You get all excited about that, and then like later on they'll be like,
this is a gameplay like this.
It's like cinematic trailers are like the box art for old Atari games. It's like this super cool, dynamic thing, and then you play the game and it's like, the fuck is this?
Well, that was Cyberpunk. That was just like a throwback to the Atari. It's just everything was blocks, and you're like, oh, it hurt my eyes.
It's like tanks and spaceships, and then when you get it, it's a triangle, and you're like,
I thought you were going to make a reference to like some of the original NES box arts too, because the original box NES artwork was so great, especially for Japanese developed games that they're trying to sell in the States. So they would redo the box art for the American audience, and they make it look like sci-fi movies from the 50s.
Yeah,
so you get like that ultra realistic looking Mega Man. And you're like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, Jesus.
I can say the Sega box art was like the most boring thing ever. It's just lines, like the grid lines, and then just like a picture in the middle of all the grid lines. Nothing.
You're like, you'll play it anyway. Fuck it.
Oh yeah, I did. So whatever.
You're gonna play it. Doesn't matter.
Whatever. Outrun.
Well, something that might be a little bit more interesting for some of you, maybe not, was the other news that PlayStation/Sony recently came out and said that they're investing, I believe, $300 million in their first-party studios to push development for multiple platforms.
Oh, please, yes.
Which
fuck me.
When I first read that, I thought MLB The Show. That's a PlayStation-made game coming to multiple platforms. It would make sense for them to make their games for multiple platforms and make more money, because that's what Xbox is doing, and Nintendo in some cases. But a lot of the rumors out there are leaning towards it just means PC games, like PC versions of Sony games. And I wanted to see how you guys thought of this news, or did you have any like hopes or dreams to come of this?
My hopes and dreams have been shattered too many times.
Well, why I'm dead inside.
Everything should be cross-platform. Like it's just. I want to play with my friends.
Yes,
Louis, I want to play with my friends. It's just, and I'm one of the few people that's lucky enough to have got a PlayStation 5 when it came out, and it's like no one has one. So you're like, oh, I've got a PlayStation 5, and they're like, well, I can't play with you, dick. So you're like, all right, cool. So yeah, all of the platforms, it's gaming. Open it up to everybody. Just being a dick about it.
The more consoles, the more like platforms you have, the more people will buy your freaking game.
And also, how does that warrant $300? How does that warrant $300 million? Sorry. How does it cost $300 million? It doesn't. Stop.
I'll be more excited when they actually start making games, because they're like, oh, we're investing in this and this and blah blah blah, and it'll be like company acquisitions and stuff. And hopefully they let them do more different stuff, like guerrilla games with Horizon Zero Dawn. They made Killzone games for years, and they're like, oh yeah, just make something, and they came up with Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's fucking awesome. But it's like, just let them make something different instead of just the usual sort of stuff.
And that's why we're getting Last of Us remake.
That's where the $300 million's going.
Yep.
The Last of Us.
When will The Last of Us be The Last of Us?
Not fast enough.
You get off your butt and get that cordyceps virus out there, and then it's the real Last of Us.
No, all right. Disclaimer: I love The Last of Us. Don't shoot me. But yeah, I just feel like it's such a good game. It doesn't need to be remastered. It's already at the peak of its fucking performance. So
I don't see anything wrong with it.
It's all right.
I didn't play it. I thought it was depressing. I can't do it. I'd rather play something that I enjoy playing. Or
not to mention you're a big baby, and
I'm a massive baby.
Losing your mind the whole time.
It makes people cry a lot.
Well, I don't want to be depressed.
Make a new Silent Hill game, just saying.
Oh, I cried at the end of Uncharted 2, so like I'm not super
who didn't?
The Last of Us.
We're all like, it's so beautiful.
It was just the one tear. Just down the one
snot and tears.
You get that one that you're just like, ding.
Yeah. No, it was just like, what the fuck? Am I crying? What the fuck?
I'm
And my brother was sitting right next to me, and he was like, are you crying? And I'm like, yeah, yes I am.
There's cutting onions in here.
What? I'm sweating. That's what my kid thinks when I'm crying.
From my eyes.
Sweating? Are you sweating? No. Yeah, I'm sweating. Out of my eyes.
I'm going to use that now.
Right out of my eyes.
Sweat.
My hopes, though, are at least that Sony's at least investing that money into their studios to produce their games not only for the PlayStation but also for PC at the same time.
Yes.
So that the game comes out on both roughly within the same time frame. Whereas now it's like, here's God of War for PC 5 years later. Now we're getting Uncharted for PC 7 years later. And they got Horizon Dawn.
You just know, like, PC people just want all these PlayStation games just so they could mod the shit out of it.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Nathan Drake becomes a banana. Just that's the only reason they want it.
Yes.
Banana Drake.
Potato.
Potato Drake.
Potato Drake. Damn.
I mean, they had Donut Drake in them.
I would play the shit out of that.
I would totally play a donut. I mean, what?
What?
Potato.
Okay. Anyway.
Just get Maria to do like a voice back. Potato. Every headshot just potato.
Sully. Hello, Sully. Potato.
But there's also the the people that like lost their mind when Horizon Zero Dawn got ported to PC, and they're like, "What the hell did I pay money for a PlayStation for then?" Like, why are you mad, bro?
The fancy controller and the light bar, right? That's right. I like my light bar.
I don't understand like why people are so possessive of like platforms or IPs. Like,
I want to have fun and no one else can have it.
Yeah, I guess.
I can only play PlayStation. I'm not playing anything else. Fuck everything else.
Like, I wouldn't be mad if Xbox decided to make Halo available on the Switch or on the PlayStation, because then I have more friends to play Halo with.
Yeah, cross-platform, cross-console. Like, please do all of it.
Yeah, all of the things.
I don't want to buy a game on multiple platforms. It sucks.
Yeah.
But then everyone gets more money except you. Like,
true.
All of them get more money except for us. That's not pro-consumer.
More money, less fun. Oh, Dan's gonna have to edit the shit out of this.
I know. I ain't doing nothing. No editing.
Right
Doing it live.
Wait.
Right.
Unless you're about to start saying some really goddamn offensive shit, I'm not
I
editing.
can.
Oh no.
You want it? You want it? Let's go.
Let's go. All right, ready? You want to hear it?
This is gonna become like the band episode. Just
The
like
band episode.
beep.
I got something to say about that, Drew.
There it is.
I wouldn't. I love you, Drew.
Of course, Drew still listens to this. We're gonna find out.
I guess we will.
We'll see now.
You just get an email.
We're on
done.
cocaine. What? Had nothing. I'm so gonna get fired.
It was a great idea to bring on Maria with Brandy because it's just the two of them giggling now the whole time.
I'm sweating from my eyes. I'm sorry, what?
Before I move on to the next bit, I also wanted to mention about how I hope this doesn't hurt studios like the Days Gone studio. Because I feel like they got the really short end of the stick after Sony was like, yeah, Days Gone didn't do great. You got to make other stuff. Even though Days Gone did well.
Game.
Yeah. It was a good game. Another open world game.
Yeah.
Way too fucking long.
Yeah.
But a good game for the most part. Like it had great mechanics. I would have liked to see them maybe have another go at it, like do a Days Gone 2 or a sequel of some
another
sort.
zombie game or something. Yeah.
Something.
I want a game of just zombie bears.
Zombie bears. There was a lot of zombie bears in Days Gone.
And they mauled the crap out of you.
They sure did.
I watched it a lot.
Some bears.
The zombies.
Right out of the bus. No.
Repeat. Like a great idea. Sign me up.
What, getting mauled by a zombie bear or killing zombie bears?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bear on throat.
Oh God.
I'm gonna assume Drew will listen to this episode, and then he's gonna message me like, "Never have those fucking people on your podcast again."
I'm good. I haven't said anything. I've just been
True. You're fine.
Yeah.
Hey, we are the product of this community.
You are complicit. You are here.
True.
No,
Maria is the product of Nolan North.
That's right.
Yes, and I am proud of that shit. Commit to the bit, bitch.
Hey, Drew brought me on for a reason, so that's his problem.
Now, I just had a thought too, Rohan, and I'm sure we've talked about this in the past, but like, what is your where do you play your games? What do you play on mostly?
Mainly PlayStation, just because I've always had a PlayStation, so it's just sort of, I guess, brand loyalty or platform loyalty or whatever it is. But now I've got a PC, so I'm using Xbox Game Pass, and it is so good.
Isn't it?
Like, just so good.
Isn't it amazing?
Come to the dark side.
PlayStation, get on that shit.
Right.
Seriously.
I mean, they're trying.
We have cookies.
Yeah. We have cookies.
Yeah.
What have you been playing on your PC then lately?
I got the latest game I've been playing is this like Solster, like a D&D tactical turn-based game. I've never played D&D, so I was like, give it a shot. And then it was like, create a character. I'm like, okay, this is pretty standard RPG. And then it was like, pick your language. And I'm like, what? Didn't I do that already? Like English. And it was like, no, it's like Dwarven, Elvish, old languages. And I was like, oh.
That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited. I was like, that one and that one. And then it was like, pick your like background and everything. And I was like, I am in for this. And then I played the game, and the game was all right. But like the character creation was pretty good. I get it just to create characters, and
you could pretty much like make D&D characters with it all day.
Yep. Sneaky Rogue, Sneaky Barb.
Yeah, I mean, we played the tutorial through the other day, but it was interesting.
Cameras, like...
Yeah, it takes getting used to.
The trash.
Definitely.
But I'm happy to hear more people are trying Game Pass through PC, because we also, Michelle, I think, dipped her toe into Game Pass on PC as well, even though she's praise it to death, diehard PlayStation fan. And she's like, I will never have an Xbox. And then she goes, oh, check out these games on Game Pass. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, it's a good deal. I'm a PlayStation person, but I mean, to be honest, since I've gotten Game Pass, I haven't played my PlayStation 5. I'm sorry. I don't know. This is like a lot of, and then also as well because with Game Pass, it's easier to play with other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just convenient, So so I play with all you fools.
Many games that you can just try.
Yeah,
Gang Beast.
Yeah,
right. I figured this.
You can't handle it. I'll trouble.
Let's go.
It's such a dumb game, but it's super fun. Anyone out there listening to this, if you haven't tried Gang Beast, do yourself a favor and play that dumb game.
It's the funniest thing.
The servers are trash, but stick with it. You pass
It's
the servers being garbage, and you will have the most fun with a group of people you've ever had.
Abusing your friends.
You may never play with them again, but it'll be a fun time.
Hey, we play with each other all the time and then talk trash. So
yeah.
And everyone tries to kill me.
That's saying you just hang on.
I'm sticky.
Sticky. Ew. Oh.
Ew.
That's what she said.
Sticky.
No, I'm pretty sure Game Beast is on other platforms, but again, it doesn't have crossplay, so it's like, the hell.
I just want to play with my friends.
Yeah, it's on PS4, Steam, Switch, I think.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Doofy, fun, beat 'em up platformer. I don't know how else to explain it, but anyways, the other news that I wanted to talk about today was Nintendo had an earnings report last week that they were basically saying that they don't want to fuck up again. They don't want to pull another Nintendo Wii U. That's kind of like what you can extract from that article, where they were like, we did great with the Wii. We fucked up with the Wii U. The Switch is great. Now we got to start developing a new console, for the future. And we're afraid that we're going to do another Wii U. Which is funny because it's so weird how Nintendo just kind of beats their own drum kind of thing. And they can do something so incredible like the Wii and so incredible like the Switch. And then the Wii U was just a Wii, but not really any different. It was a little bit more powerful. I mean, I liked my Wii U. I still have one. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
A big tablet can just light your people.
I have a Wii. I have a Wii U. I have a Switch. I mean, yeah, it's fun. Nintendo's kind of the throw the spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks kind of company. They're just like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Throw that. Oh, that's all right. So it's just, but I get where they're coming from though. It's just like, oh, we're gonna have dongles that we stick in our ears and fucking antennas now. It's like, all right, whatever you want to do. It's just, whatever. But it's
like, hey kids, from the makers of the Virtual Boy comes the ear dongles. Did you enjoy the toy? What the heck was it? The VR, the pseudo VR they did for the Switch that nobody bought.
Oh, the Labo.
Yep.
Yeah, the little cardboard robots.
Never got it.
Yep.
They always come up with these really great designs, and I just think it's, and then PlayStation will go, actually, they were onto something with that. So then they start making their own thing. But yeah, I get where they're coming from with it. It's just, I don't know. It's to keep up with PlayStation. I feel like they have to just game-wise make something a bit different, because it's the Switch. Nintendo's it's all Mario and it's all the cutesy games and all this sort of stuff, and it's kind of like they're fun, picky up, fun for entertainment, like short-term games, but they're not like that adult. They don't feel like adult games consoles, and it's adults that are buying the console. So it's like,
but Nintendo's never. That's always been the sort of struggle
care,
for Nintendo.
Yeah,
it's been like the casual Wiimote generation, and then the old school Nintendo GameCube.
I mean, I love my Switch. My Switch is great. Well, especially when you have a power cut, you're just like, where the fuck is the Switch?
It's up there we go. Yep.
Literally.
Yeah. You're like, or you're on an airplane. Where's the Switch?
But
that was kind of like. Go ahead.
They've always sort of had that sort of internal schism between their fans. And I think I feel like the Wii U was trying to please both of them, and it didn't really work. And then the Switch is just sort of like, fuck it, here it is, and just you decide.
Yeah, a bit of everything. Just there you go.
Yeah,
and it seems like everybody has one.
Party games.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that on here before too. Like whether you're a PlayStation fan or an Xbox fan, you also have a Switch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
regardless, you have a Switch.
Well, and Nintendo have to worry too much. I don't feel like they're going to ever get like kicked out of the race. I think they're always going to be there, but it's just.
Well, like Dan said, like when I was interviewing like Allison Hayslip, like she said exactly the same thing. Nintendo has always, gone to the beat of their own drum, like just whatever, and it works. It works for them. Like, yeah, they have cutesy games, but everybody has them. Everybody knows them.
Yeah.
So, why change?
Yeah, I feel like they do have a little bit of pressure coming in terms of like the handheld gaming from like the Steam Deck and all those other ones that are coming out. But to be honest, it's going to be the games that people fall back on, not the hardware.
Yeah.
Because like most stuff you can get on PC or PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, but then the Switch is the only place you really go for Nintendo games. So that's just like, just keep doing what you're doing, Nintendo. And
you do you.
We'll buy it.
I would go so far as to bounce off of whatever you all said. For me, as an adult, grown up, I'm a grown up, and I want to play my Nintendo.
I want to play my games.
What I want from Nintendo isn't so much like I don't want a next gen console. I don't need Nintendo to be like, boom, here's our new super powered Switch that's got the same graphics as a Xbox Series or a PlayStation 5. I'd be happy with just like a Switch 2, maybe a little bit better power, a little bit better battery life, maybe some more controller options for people with bigger hands. But what I really want is the modernization of like achievements, cross-buy, like just the simple little things that most of the other platforms have been doing for years. I want Nintendo to have good online features, which it still doesn't have good online features. I want there to be built-in chat and friends, and like to add a friend on Switch, you still have to give them this really dumb long because
cut that
the really dumb long code of like 12 characters is the only way to add someone as a friend on the Switch.
I think that's why I have no friends on Switch.
Probably.
That's a nice clarifier there on Switch.
On Switch.
I've always been hesitant to buy games digitally on Nintendo platforms because I'm always afraid that once I get a new console, I can't get those things again. I mean, they fixed that in the last generation or so. They made it where if you bought a game, it carries over, but still, it just feels very archaic. And I know achievements and trophies aren't necessary. It's still completely possible to have, full fulfillment playing a game without trophies and achievements. I've played through the bejesus of Zelda and Mario Odyssey, and like there's those Switch games that I've played to death. But it'd be nice if I had a little like ding, good job. You did a thing.
You did a thing.
Some games have their own built-in in-game achievement systems, which are great. Yeah, like Smash Brothers. Astral Chain has it. What else is like Astral Chain had a great built-in little achievement system, and I loved it. Every time it would pop up a little like boop. You just
is that the one with the furry, the dog?
The dog thing.
Okay.
Lappy. Like Monster Hunter. Weird. I've been addicted to Monster Hunter Rise, and then it went on sale on Steam. So I got it on Steam too, because it plays a little better on Steam. It's a little faster. But it also has Steam achievements. It's a tiny little thing.
I would also like their Switch cartridges to come in different flavors.
Yes. You need some grape and cherry.
Yeah, the battery acid one. It's just really like
it's not. It doesn't do it for me. I stick it and I'm like, ah.
I'm like, again, like,
It tastes like. I can imagine a Switch cartridge would be if you licked the Xenomorph. That's what it would taste like.
Battery
Have
acid.
you licked a Xenomorph?
like a new one or like an old one that's sort of been around for a while?
An old Xenomorph?
An old Xenomorph. Yeah, that's what it tastes
Oh
like.
no, I was thinking
versus
about
the new Xenomorph. Like
New
face
one.
hugger versus like the
if a face hugger jumps on your face and you just go, it would taste like Switch cartridge.
I appreciate that take more than anything. I want different flavored Switch cartridge.
And then just like clip that and be like, yeah, this is the preview for this week. Oh no! Oh jeez!
You're gonna make me explain to people who aren't watching this what's happening.
Oh no!
You're welcome.
For you visual listeners that are not watching this,
Maria is like tonguing its face hugger right now.
Maria's got a little plushy face hugger that she's tasting.
Having a fun time.
Does it taste?
So hold on, we gotta do a
Switch
taste test. Taste test. Get your Switch cartridge. Get your face hugger. Do a blindfold.
It's the cat all over again.
You cat. Maria, every time you're on this show, you have to do the puke sounds, don't you?
Hey, I'm going to go into voice acting. That's the only voice I'm doing.
So you're going to be like the Alan Tudyk of just puke cat sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can do. I'm going to go
instead of screaming chickens.
Going to walk into the booth and just go. That's it.
Thanks. Have a nice day. That was great.
$800 please, thanks.
$50.
See me at Comic-Con. I'll sign it. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No one knows what Nintendo is gonna do, but if you guys had to choose, I want each of you to give me what you would like to see from a future Nintendo console.
Get the shovelware off their online store. Just curate it a bit better.
Yeah, they have no curation. I was kind of thinking more like the actual features of a console, but that's a good one too, though, honestly, because there's a lot of shit.
Actually, thinking of like some of the stuff that we've been getting into, more kind of focus on indie developers bringing indie games to the Switch. Because a lot of indie developers, we have spoken to have said that they'd love to get their games on the Switch and they're perfect for the Switch, but they just sometimes get turned down because the Switch is the Switch and it's a big thing. So if they could have an angle where they have a, more easier for indie developers to get on the Switch.
Yeah, we have all that shovelware though.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Somehow.
Yes, exactly. So I said something smart.
So just like just move a little bit, or
I was hoping for something like a jetpack. Like I want my next Nintendo to be a jetpack that I play and fly.
I can't afford. Yeah, I won't have time to use.
Yeah, you're just sitting there and you're like, not today.
Accidentally wear it and end up in the bathroom.
That's
what I played with my friends, and now I'm on the roof.
I can't get down.
I just want to poop and play with my friends.
I pushed the wrong button and
it's
I went
scary
for
up
the roof. Wow, this has turned into an interesting episode.
I knew what I was getting myself into when I asked Maria to come on.
It's been a while.
You apparently had a lot of build-up.
I don't have any friends. I have a lot of build-up.
Ew.
Rose.
Oh. Oop.
Sticky.
Anyway.
Although with that jetpack idea, I would like to get a Rocketeer game.
Yeah. Legit Rocketeer game.
Is there one?
Yeah.
There was like a Nintendo game, wasn't there?
There was Dark Void. That's like the closest we got, which was.
I would say Dark Void was very Rocketeer-esque, and that had Nolan in it.
Oh, it did.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember.
They played it on the old retro replay.
Oh, they did. Yes, I do remember.
Yeah,
it.
I remember that.
I think there was a Rocketeer game on Nintendo though, like old NES Rocketeer.
Mm.
I think. I need Google. Where's the Pagan
Cool.
Googles?
Yeah, Pagan Googles.
Just call up Pagan and be like, we need help. Just
Hey,
can you Google this?
Pagan,
Can you just
I'm
Google?
gonna phone a
Pagan.
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 Okay.
Oh,
Pagan.
it looks like a potato.
Oh, that potato.
Full
We're
circle.
just gonna doil my potato. Potato. Sorry, Pagan. I'm so sorry.
Why are you calling me after me like a charm, sir?
I think I would also like future partnership between Nintendo and Microsoft. Like they've been kind of dipping their toes in a little bit. But curious to see how that'll turn out in the future. I don't know. As long as
I don't know that I want I don't know. A platform would be great, but I like the handheld. Like the Switch is basically the only handheld I've ever played.
Yes.
But I like my Xbox to play. I barely touched my PlayStation and I play my PC. Like I've got all of it. I don't need another console, I don't think. Like I like the handheld aspect of the Switch.
That's absolutely the thing that sells the Switch is the handheld way of it, you know, because it's just
stick with that. I think they will.
Like maybe upgrades or, again, like you said, something for people with different hand shapes or because I've got small hands, so the Switch actually works well for me. But
any hand.
Can you change the buttons though? Holy fuck.
Oh yeah.
The shoulder buttons.
No.
So the buttons are backwards.
The buttons are backwards from like Xbox to fucking Nintendo.
Yeah, you say, can you press X? And you're like, on what?
Exactly.
I just got a right button.
I know where my X is on the Xbox. It's not
the
I know
same
where my
place.
X is. He's dead.
It's a little confusing when we try playing Switch and she'll be like, what button do I have to press? And I'm like, I don't know. RZ. No, wait.
RZ.
It's like, just tell me it's a bumper or a trigger and I'm good.
Well, because for whatever reason, they decided to do R and RZ and
Z
L
or
and LZ.
Yeah, that is so confusing. I don't know what that means.
It's kind of the ancestor of the Nintendo 64 had the Z trigger
what
button.
What is a Z?
The 64 had a Z.
It had a Z trigger.
Button.
Like, yeah, it's a smart callback. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking?
We're going to keep the Z button.
But do you actually have to look at it and there's a Z on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just
I'll go get my 64 controller.
Fucking trigger. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I am very
family friendly
passionate about my buttons.
You gotta put your button.
Put your buttons in the right.
Where's my buttons? I mean, my buttons.
If you're gonna put an X, make the X the same place on all of them.
You know what would actually fix your problem besides switching the buttons, Brandy?
What?
What the Nintendo does.
Yeah, they do like the little silhouettes, and that is really cool.
Well, no, what they do that messes Brandy and other people up is the fact that the confirm button isn't the bottom button.
Oh yeah,
it's the right button.
Yeah.
Yes, that gets me. The amount of times I've backed out of games or menus because I pushed the wrong button, and I'm like, oh fucking man!
I destroy shit all the time that I'm actually trying to build.
Yeah, because you cancel it and you're like, oops.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button.
It's like,
you actually need to learn how to press buttons good.
Why don't you shut up, Rohan? I'll smack you.
You gotta travel a long way to do that.
Like, shut up.
It seems like a very reasonable and measured response.
Oh, I travel for my friends.
Rohan's over there like, I'm in Australia. Come get some.
I'm safe.
Rohan, why are you upside down?
I'm safe in Australia.
He's got a wall of giant spiders outside.
What direction
Come on.
does your toilet flush?
What direction do you want it to flush?
He pisses in a bush. He doesn't flush.
Yeah, what? Running water is a luxury here that we just can't afford.
This is getting racist. I think.
Australians are a race. It's fine. It's a people, not a place.
I just heard that things go down drains differently from northern hemisphere to southern hemisphere.
Wasn't
I
that
just want to know.
Bit in Animaniacs?
I don't know, but I want to know.
It was in The Simpsons as well. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's true.
Yeah, gravity hasn't changed. It still goes down at 9.8 meters per second.
Different spot on the
on the thing that we live on.
Yeah,
what's it called?
That round thing.
Earth thing.
Yeah, gravity still works the same way in every part of the planet. So
I'm gonna Google this.
Welcome to the Replay Podcast.
It's gone off the rails.
Toilets.
I'm so sorry, Drew.
Flush.
You can't even get through a single word.
Anyway, Dan, let's have an intelligent conversation while these two idiots are.
What's an intelligent conversation with you at this point?
That's how gravity affects the Earth. Just
He drew us
love-
every direction. That's
I love the
physics. That's what I
visual.
learned in physics. Yeah, that's the only thing I can remember from physics. And F equals MA. So yeah, that was
Don't
2
come
years.
here with
full
your
stop.
smarts. No one cares.
Oh, you've got your cat puking sounds. I've got some basic understanding of some concepts of physics. That's all good.
I live with a physicist. Get out.
Okay, I've made a mistake. I've made a bad mistake. Well, he can come in here and he can explain how gravity works.
He'll come in here and he'll be like,
That's all he says. So is Jake like a Pokemon, and all he says is "Dude 64"?
yeah, that's all he does.
Dude,
He's just like,
64.
electricity comes out of him.
Has this been too many inside jokes yet? I don't know.
I'll kill you with
Probably.
doom.
I should probably wrap this up before this gets more out of hand.
Any more out of it?
Before we do that, do we want to shout out any of the Couch Soup articles, since we've got the senior editor on the website here? You already did a little bit of a nod at Rowan's article.
And Louis' article about being an adult and having too many damn games to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a new the unpacking review by Amelia Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I've read that. That's pretty good. Like, it's
Yeah.
very
Unpacking's great. I highly
review.
recommend it.
And they just published McKinley's today, which is actually kind of interesting. Like, what teachers would you like? Pop culture teachers.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I'll have to check that
It's
out.
actually pretty interesting. Like, yes, I would love to be taught history by Optimus Prime. Thank you. Like, that would be
By
so
Optimus
cool.
Prime or Peter Weller. Welker.
Either
Yeah,
or.
well, either.
Yeah, a lot.
I mean, and she talks about Doctor Who being a history teacher, Nathan Drake, Laura Croft, stuff like that.
Nathan Drake
And,
would just blow
like-
the fucking classroom up. He would just be like, hi.
Yes.
You would just
Well,
Then you have
murder
a quick point
everyone.
about, oh,
Kills
that's
everybody in the classroom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting
Trevor.
take for sure. Yep.
And Maria most recently did your review on the Nightmare Inside.
Yeah,
Talking
I
about
did
pooping
I did
pants.
scary games. Poopy pants, yeah, playing scary games with a
Gross.
scaredy cat. And I'm not
I
scared
did a
cat, and
review
she cried, and it
on
was fun.
Automation of Sorts, which was an indie game we played. So that was pretty cool.
I got a review coming out soon too. It's a
Yeah,
Chernobylite.
Chernobylite.
So you guys can look forward to that.
I actually kind of want to play that just because it scared the
In-
crap out of you.
I wouldn't say it scared the crap out of me. It got me a couple of times.
Yeah,
It got me a couple of times. There's a difference.
that's true.
a little bit of weekend.
It looks good.
I did watching him like he showed me like a little clip of something he's going to put in the article, but
One
a
of the
clip where it
jump
actually
scares.
gets him, and I actually screamed. I'm watching him get scared, and I screamed.
Yeah, I went, oh, and she went, what?
Mhm.
Like,
Wow.
it was way louder than that, but I'm trying not to blow out everyone's ears listening to this. Anyways, I want to thank you all for stopping by and
Yeah,
whatever
it's
the
on
hell
pause.
this ended
What
up
this was.
being.
This was soup.
If it ever makes the light of day.
This was soup.
This was soup.
Absolutely.
It was very sticky soup.
Battery acid flavored
Blah, 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 blah.
face hugger soup.
I am proud of myself.
All right, you two, stop giggling and let me close this page.
Sorry. Potato.
Sir. Okay, times.
The honorary pagan here to take us out.
Oh, it has been a pleasure then. It has been a pleasure. To be sure, to be sure.
She's going to murder us in our sleep.
Sorry, pagan. I had to. I
Never
forget
invite
the
me on
things I say
again.
at the end. You can reach us at the Replayer Podcast to complain about this madness at Gmail, replayerpodcast@gmail.com. You can listen to this show on couchsoup.com while you're reading some of the incredible articles that we were just talking about here. Just do 2 pages. You have 1 page open for the podcast and 1 page open while you're reading. And you listen. Easy. Or you can always check us out on YouTube if you want to watch this crazy nonsense.
I just want to say it's been a pleasure in this community because I'm probably going to get kicked out after this episode, but I've enjoyed myself. So,
if anything, Nolan's going to hug you even tighter to his chin.
Fucking please. I just want to make him proud.
You do Nolan proud. With that, thank you guys. Thank you, Brandy and Rohan and Maria, for
whatever this was.
Standing up.
I'm going to say that's game over and good night.
Game over. Have a potato for me.
I almost snorted.
Don't make a bad soup. Do you have potatoes for me soup? Potato.
Now I'm recording and I am sending this to Pagan.
Yeah.